Little monster, Vanessa Demopoulos, how are you? Good to see you.
Having a great day today. How you doing?
Doing very well. Thanks for joining me on 5 Minutes for Fighting. You're coming off of a big win over Kanako Murata. How you feeling? Just how you feeling about where you're at right now?
I mean, I'm on cloud nine right now. I feel like, especially walking into that fight, I was such a huge underdog, as I have been so many times in my career. But to be able to do that to someone who was up and on the rise, I know that they were kind of looking forward to building her as an athlete. It feels really good to be able to build myself on top of something like that.
So I guess I want to actually get your take on something because I've gotten this take on from a few people now from this Ian Garry, Sean Strickland situation. I'm glad I'm talking to you. I wanted to get a woman's perspective on this because the MMA community is coming down pretty hard on Ian Garry at the moment for, the story, right? With his wife who's older than him, and Sean Strickland kind of made a video suggesting that he was taken advantage of, and that he and Ian Garry responds by saying, threatening litigation. He's pretty upset about it. What's your take on the situation?
I have heard so many different things. So did Ian Garry's wife write a book about how to be a wag?
Yeah. So she was a reporter for Star Magazine, like a
Yeah.
little over a decade ago, and she, for covering the World Cup, she wrote a pamphlet that was sort of like, she says it was satire for talking about the wives and girlfriends of soccer players. And it's a little 10-page pamphlet called How to Be a Wag that was published. You can buy it on Amazon. And then MMA fans pointed out, you wrote this pamphlet, and then here you are, you're married to a younger, 14 years younger star athlete on the rise, that there are parallels between that and what's going on right now.
Yeah. I actually did hit up Sean, and I was like, hey man, like, as a female, like, who has dated athletes before, what you doing here, dude? But I think the fact that she's written this pamphlet saying how to do this, but in Ian Garry's defense, I'll say that it is so important to have the correct type of female in your life that is supportive of what you do, is all about the content creation, the marketing aspect of things. We'll cook your meals for you. We'll help you stay on task, stay out of the drama situations. Like, to have a correct type of partner is so major for any athlete trying to accomplish greatness. Because if you have the wrong type of partner, they can really break you down and take away from their legacy that they're building. So I think it's like very important to have the right female in your life, and good job to Ian for finding somebody who not only like understands and computes that, but I think it's a little cringy that she wrote that and then is now living that, and like Ian knowing that. Like, I just think all of that is just very cringe. So and on both sides, I want to stay in the middle. Like, it's like, fuck, like, good on Ian for doing the right things and finding the right type of partner, but also like shame on her, for making this like a business transaction, like instead of a love transaction.
Sure. So I have to go back a step. So you DM'd Strickland about the videos that he was making, if you don't mind me asking. So you did message him.
Well, yeah, I was like, bro, like, dude, like, I mean, any female, because the definition of a wag is a girl who dates higher caliber athletes, right? I was like, dude, like, I'm a chick, man. Like, I've dated athletes before. Like, I'm a wag too. Like, I don't want to be in the same category as like Ian Garry's wife, right?
Right.
But yeah, I think the way that she's approached a lot of it is it's very cringy, and it's very unsettling.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did he respond? Did Strickland respond or no?
Yeah, he responded.
Okay.
He responded how you would assume Strickland would respond. Yeah.
Okay. I guess
he doesn't talk to me any fucking different than he talks to everybody else. Like,
right.
Strickland is Strickland. Like, yeah, period. So
at least he's consistent, right? At least
he's super, and we love him for that. We love him for that.
One thing I do want to touch on is a lot of people have made a big deal about this Tony Ferguson Hell Week training with David Goggins. Now, what are your thoughts on this? Because there's two camps here. Obviously, Tony's on the older side in his career, and he has people are saying that it's for cardio reasons, right? That you would do this sort of SEAL Team 6 Hell Week style training. What are your thoughts on it? Do you think it's beneficial? Do you think it's a good thing, or do you think it could have bad effects?
I don't think that anything about it was positively enduring for his fight, with the exception of the mental toughness. So I think like Tony Ferguson's already known for being a cardio maniac,
Right.
like he's known for doing Hell Week workouts without it even being a Hell Week.
Yeah.
And like that's what Tony's known for. I think that him doing a full-blown Hell Week is freaking awesome. Like that's a bucket list thing right there. I would love to do a Hell Week just to see how I endure. But to do that for a fight camp, I don't think that that's like necessary. I think that that's actually detrimental, because it takes away from the skill training that we need to be focusing on, because we really do need to have like 5 different sports in our hats to be what is encompassed as an MMA fighter.
Right.
So if you're focusing all of this endurance, all of this mental fortitude, and like physicality towards a Hell Week, because I'm just assuming you really got to empty out all of the tank of who you are towards that, then I feel like something like that would take away from the skill training. So doing it, fuck yeah, I think it's a great idea. But to do it for a fight camp, I don't know. I don't see too many benefits aside from like the confidence of like, I did that shit.
Right. Maybe it'll help you like later in the fight when you need that like mental grit to get through a situation, more so than the endurance aspect of it. That's the only thing I could think of either. But last question. Obviously, one of the biggest names ever in the history of mixed martial arts, and particularly women's MMA, Ronda Rousey, no longer with WWE. She doesn't want to sign with AEW. Should she make a return to the UFC?
Wow. No, I don't think she should make a return to the UFC. I think that Ronda Rousey has built her legacy. I think that she has done, I mean, she opened up the door for people like myself to be able to fight in the UFC. Like, thank goodness Ronda Rousey came along. But I think she should leave her legacy exactly where it was, which is one of the best fighters of all time in women's sports. And one of the like biggest women's athletes ever in any sport. And I think she's done a lot. I think she's can absolutely enjoy her life and just know all the things that she's accomplished. There's no reason for a Ronda Rousey return.
Guys, we're in the dog days of the NFL season now, and Inside Fighting has partnered up with DraftKings, an official partner of the NFL, to bring you guys an awesome deal where if you are a new DraftKings customer, you can bet $5 of your own money, you get $150 of bonus bets instantly. If sports betting is not yet available in your state, don't worry about it. You can still get in on all the fun by doing DraftKings Daily Fantasy Sports, which I do all the time and I love it. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers who use promo code INSIDEFIGHTING bet $5 and you get $150 of bonus bets instantly.